Good afternoon. Welcome to Cool Talk with Brown's Heating and Air. We are back with another awesome episode that I've been looking forward to. If you've been following my podcast from the beginning, every few episodes we do have something for everybody that you don't have. It's for local Virginia, but it's also really good information nationwide and health wise. I am with Debbie Farley. Hi, Debbie.
Hi, Brandon. Thanks for having me today.
She owns Acupuncture Works here in Lynchburg, Virginia. And acupuncture is so, there's so many things you can do with acupuncture. I'm sure that I don't even know about, other than just all of you people say, oh, they're just needles. But tell me a little bit about you, how you got into acupuncture and, and trained for it and what it does and what it can help with.
Okay, great. So I have been doing acupuncture for over 20 years. I learned about acupuncture when I was around 18 years old. I took a martial arts class with a gentleman that had lived with the Shaolin monks, and he was trained in acupuncture, and he would use acupuncture and herbs on us whenever we got hurt. I've always used a natural form of medicine as much as I could when I was younger and into my adulthood, and I used acupuncture for a personal health problem that I had. And I'd always wanted to be a doctor. I didn't like to deal with body fluids.
Mm-hmm.
I hated chemistry. And so after a job buyout, my former life was I was in the corporate world. So after a company buyout, I looked at what I wanted to do and decided that I wanted to do something with natural health care. And acupuncture was a great fit for that. So I found out how to become an acupuncturist. I went to school for that. You have to have an undergraduate degree to be able to go to school and learn this.
Okay,
so I went to school and got my master's degree. There's a national board that certifies us. We have to recertify every 4 years.
Okay.
And we're licensed by the Virginia Board of Medicine under the same board that licenses physicians.
Nice. That is awesome. So that's great. Congratulations on that training and where you've gotten today. That's awesome. What are some things that maybe people don't think about that acupuncture can help? Maybe like, is there a common pain or common symptom, I don't know, practice that you see a lot of return and a lot of positive feedback on acupuncture?
Right. So most people come to acupuncture for pain, but you can use acupuncture for anything. I've had great success with that, working with people with fertility, people that are unable to conceive on their own. So
I've never heard. I didn't know that.
Right. So acupuncture helps with fertility. Acupuncture helps with autoimmune diseases like multiple sclerosis. It helps to work with those symptoms.
Okay. And then I've also heard it helps with alpha-gal. I think it's becoming bigger and bigger in the area, the tick bite and the alpha-gal allergy. And they have found that acupuncture is probably one of the only things I've heard of other than medicine that helps with that. Is that true? And then there is some ways to help with alpha-gal allergies through acupuncture?
This is true. However, it's not regular Chinese acupuncture that helps with alpha-gal. It's a specialized treatment by Dr. Solomon, who is located in Rockville, Maryland. It's called the Solomon Auricular Allergy Treatment, and that is the only place that you can get trained for that. It doesn't work. You can't get trained. We're not taught that in acupuncture school or in China. So you can only get that training for Dr. Solomon. I've treated over 1,000 patients with that, and I have had great success with it, where people have been able to go back and have mammal in their diet.
Yeah.
It's an awesome treatment, and it has changed my whole view of how I practice now and the tools that I use.
That's awesome. If I ever get it, I'm definitely coming, because I cannot live without steak.
Right.
I don't know. I try to steak once a week at least. I used to eat too much steak. I had to back up on my red meat, but that's hard. That'd be a hard allergy to try to live with. What is, I also see on your website you help with homeopathy. Is that correct?
Homeopathy.
I'm sorry. Excuse me for that. Homeopathy. What is that?
So, homeopathy is a natural system that's been around since the 1800s. It was developed by a German physician, and it works on the principle of like treats like, or if you give someone that is harmful in small doses, it can be therapeutic. So, a really good example of that is poison ivy. Let's say that you're allergic to poison ivy. There's a remedy that is made from poison ivy, and they take a drop of poison ivy, they put that into a vial of water, they shake that up, they take another drop of that into another vial, and they continue that process until it's been diluted to the strength that they want, and they put that in a sugar pill or a mouth spray, and those are taken by mouth. So
Hmm.
it's been diluted down to where it's just the signal. So what happens is you can put, let's say that you touch poison ivy, it starts spreading, you take that by mouth, that puts a signal in your body, and the poison ivy sees that, and it says, okay, I don't have to spread anymore because I'm already here.
Oh, that's pretty cool. And that's all naturals,
Mhm.
natural stuff. That is
Yeah,
awesome.
the really great thing about that is it doesn't interfere with any medications or other supplements that you take because it's just a signal. It's not really anything there to hurt
No
anything.
chemicals or something that weird stuff you're putting in your body that okay.
Exactly.
Awesome. And I don't I think you're probably one of the few that offer this now, but maybe you can enlighten us on what mast cell activation syndrome does and how you can treat that, or is that a treatment, or what is that? It seems like it's not offered like a lot of places. Maybe you're one of the few in the
Right.
area that do that, or is like that can do that.
I think I'm the only one in
You
the
might,
area
yeah.
that does
It's the
that.
first I've heard, and it looks like on here it does a lot of good.
Right. So mast cell activation syndrome, bottom line is mast cells are part of your immune system and they're putting out the inflammatory healing response. So like when you sprain your ankle and the ankle gets red and swollen, that's a good thing. That's what you want to happen. But sometimes those mast cells get triggered and they start just kind of kicking off whenever they want to, and they can cause a lot of inflammation and a histamine response in the body, which can cause a lot of different symptoms, such as some digestive issues can be that. Hives and rashes you can't explain. Fertility issues can be that. There's a lot of things that can be mast cell activation syndrome. And the way I treat that is using a combination of the homeopathy and with the Solomon auricular allergy treatment, and that's called auricular medicine.
Awesome. And
Yeah.
that's taken orally that you,
Yeah.
or is that through acupuncture?
So, a needle goes in for the allergy that you may have to histamine.
Okay.
And then, if mast cells going on, you might have developed an allergy to the antibodies, which is an autoimmune antibodies.
Okay.
So, we put needles in for those two allergies. And then there's homeopathic sprays that I recommend that you treat that with because you can't treat mast cell with acupuncture. It has to be with the homeopathic spray.
Nice. Nice. So, if someone's never had acupuncture before, maybe they have a fear of needles. How do you get them into your office? It's not painful,
Hmm.
right? Is acupuncture painful, or
No, and
what
that's
do
a
they need
great
to
question.
expect so they can get over the fear to come see you for these symptoms or pains they're having?
Right. Great question. So, one of the first things that I ask people is, have you had a tattoo or have you had your ears pierced? Because acupuncture is way less painful than either of those two. Acupuncture is less painful than getting an injection for a vaccine or anything like that. The needles are very hair thin, they're no thicker than your eyelash. And unlike a vaccine needle, which actually pierces the skin, the acupuncture needle kind of separates the cells and slides through that. So you're
Okay.
not making a hole or anything like that with it.
Awesome, awesome. So yeah, no need in having any fears of needles and stuff like that to come in. And so let's say you're having just chronic, back pain or something. Is that something you can help with? I mean, it may not take away the pain, but there's certain techniques you can do to maybe minimize pain in certain areas.
Yes. So again, another good question because sometimes chronic pain people are managing that with narcotics and therapy, or they're just kind of living with that from day to day. And acupuncture can help manage that pain. And I may start out doing a bunch of treatments all at once for maybe a few weeks in a row. And then I start spreading those out based on how somebody responds. So it may be that you come once a month, once every 6 weeks, 8 weeks, or 2 months to manage that chronic pain. But acupuncture works great for managing the chronic pain.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And then where can people? I see your website is awesome. So where can people find you? Website, number, book appointments. What's your info to give out? We can spread the word on.
Sure, it's Acupuncture Works, LLC. Lynchburg.com is the website. The phone number is 434-237-0302. We are located at 114 Duncraig Drive in Windhurst.
Okay. And then do you accept any kind of insurance? Does insurance help with any of this?
Great question. So, most insurance companies in Virginia do not cover acupuncture. You have to ask them. I don't participate. But if you have health savings or flex spending accounts, those will cover acupuncture. And we just swipe a card just like a
Yes,
credit
they
card
should have that
machine.
debit card. That's
Yeah,
correct. In first appointment, what do they expect? Maybe getting a little early. I'm sure there's some paperwork. You probably do a little consultation about their diet, maybe different things. That kind of does that kind of I guess kind of helps you decide or pick a good route of acupuncture.
it kind of depends on what's going on because I also have a nutritional background as well. So I will talk to people about diet if it's appropriate for their condition. But basically, people come in for their first visit. You can book online with an appointment. There is a $50 deposit for that, and all the paperwork is online.
Oh, good. Okay,
Uh,
makes it faster.
Makes it very fast. And then if you don't book online, when you get your confirmation, there's a link in there to fill out your paperwork as well. So basically, you come in, we do a consultation. If it's pain, then you get a treatment that day. If it's something a little bit more complicated, then we go over all of your options and I give you an average cost of what I think that option might be and how it's related to it. And then we decide together as a team, do we want to do acupuncture? Do we want to do some of the homeopathy? Do we need to do some of the SAT? And what that is going to work best for you.
Awesome. That is awesome. And then so you're doing it Monday through Friday. What hours are you normally? Like,
So, yes, Monday through Friday, those hours vary because I have some people that like early mornings. So, the hours are on the website, but basically on Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays, it's from 7 to 3. And on Tuesdays, 9 to 5. And on Wednesdays, 10 to 5.
awesome. That's great. And then, man, that's some good information. If you're thinking about if you have any kind of allergies or chronic pain, different things that you maybe you're just not having um, any positive results with medicines and vitamins and stuff. I think acupuncture is definitely worth a try. They could probably still call you, maybe email you or call you and give you a little, I guess, update of what's going on with them, and you can tell them if it's a good fit as well.
Exactly.
So definitely check it out. Check out Acupuncture Works, LLC, Lynchburg.com. Debbie, you're the only one in the office working this office. Do you have any other assistants or people that do it, or you would be the one they would see and do all the treatments?
Yes, I am the only practitioner. I do have a team that helps me to answer phones, book appointments, and things like that, but I am the only practitioner in the office. And we're also on Facebook under Acupuncture Works LLC, and you can always message me there as well.
Awesome. Yeah, acupuncture helps a lot. I mean, definitely go on their website, look it up. I see on the bottom there's the top 10 reasons to try acupuncture. So I don't know if there's any other reasons we missed or anything I missed. Let me know. Can you think of anything else we may have missed and not talked about that's part of that top 10 reason?
No, I think we
We
covered it.
covered
I mean,
everything.
other than, it's a natural, safe, effective, drug free way to help with anything that may be ailing you and help you to get back to health. And it's
Awesome.
really good for stress. That is one thing we didn't
Oh,
mention.
stress, yes. And then this, with the past year in pandemic, is a lot of that. So if you're having problems getting through stressful situations and stuff like that, please call Debbie. Allergies, alpha-gal. She's got a lot of stuff in here. Fertility, that's great.
Hmm.
Maybe that to help people with that. And I guess maybe in not sleeping, maybe at night, you have something that helps with that.
Exactly. Yes.
Uh,
Insomnia.
yep, insomnia, that would help. Other than um, just taking medicines to sleep, you can help treat something and help them get some rest. So that's
Yes.
great. So thank you, Debbie, for coming in.
Thank you, Brendan, for having
You're
me.
very
I
welcome.
really appreciate it. This has been fun.
Remember to find Debbie on Facebook, Acupuncture Works in Lynchburg, and where are you located in Lynchburg for the address?
114 Duncraig Drive in Windhurst.
In Windhurst. All right, find Debbie and check out her website for acupuncture and how all the good it does. So thank you again, Debbie, and thank you everybody for listening, and we'll see you soon.